And welcome back to Two Gents, Two Cents, breaking global news. Got my co-host Foffman here.
Howdy, howdy.
Okay, so quickly we're gonna do a short here. Typically we do longer videos, but here we're just gonna do a little bit of a short and give you guys an update. So the whole world is
Sir.
aware. Well, this will tell us that the whole world is aware. Foffman, are you aware of the Trump deadline?
I am aware of it as of today. As of
Okay,
recording
so
this video, I had figured it all out, so to speak.
there's a ceasefire Trump put. Well, not a ceasefire. Let me back up. There is a deadline Trump put in place. And he said basically, Iran, you have 48 hours. And I will give his most recent statement as soon as I get it pulled up here. Wow, he has a lot of Truth Social posts. Did you realize how many Truth Social posts he makes a day?
Yeah, some would say it's hard pressed that can all be self, but he
So,
says that's all him.
so Trump said a whole civilization will die tonight, never be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, Trump put that deadline in place. Israel actually had a countdown of it, which I think is kind of crazy. A lot of people are talking about it. Obviously, from our standpoint here, we definitely disagree with what was said. We should not be saying any civilization should die in this manner. This is a war between two regimes. People should not die. But anyway, to circle back around, we have the newest update, which is from Truth Social. Donald Trump said, based on conversations with Prime Minister Sharif, can't pronounce it, of Pakistan, and where they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran, agreeing to complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. So this is where it gets big. America and Iran has agreed on a peace deal. This just happened while we're talking. Pakistan mediated it, and the way it's supposed to work is there's going to be a ceasefire for 2 weeks, and Israel has got on board. This is what shocks me the most. There's reports coming out that Israel has ceased their attacks. They've agreed to suspend attacks in observance of this ceasefire. Iran accepted Pakistan's 2 week ceasefire proposal by following frantic diplomatic efforts by Pakistan and last minute intervention by China, a key ally, asking Iran to show flexibility and diffuse tensions. Amid growing concerns about the economic devastation from damages to critical infrastructure, according to three Iranian officials. Said the ceasefire was approved by the new Supreme Ayatollah, which is also interesting because you're getting conflicting reports that he's unconscious and in a coma. Israel, as part of the 2 week ceasefire, President Donald Trump announced just an hour and a half before his deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face escalated military attacks on civilian infrastructure. As we discussed already, Israel has agreed to suspend its bombing campaign while negotiations continue. Now, with that being said, mere seconds after U.S. President Donald Trump announced what he calls a two-sided ceasefire with Iran, ballistic missiles launched against Israel by Iran have been detected. Air defenses are currently working to mitigate this risk. Let me see if I can get this map pulled up so you guys can see what we're looking at here. Definitely not a good sign. Foff, you can kind of see this from the outside, typically looking in. I'm more into this than you are. What is your take? Do you think ceasefires typically hold? Do you think this one will hold?
I don't really know what the historical data would say. I don't know with how large scale this has been. Doesn't seem like anything really holds for long. This isn't some like unique scenario where the strait's just being closed off. I mean, we talk about the strait a lot, or well, I don't know that we do specifically, but gets closed off and on, has for a long time. No, I don't know. I'm saying no, eventually it will hold up, but maybe it does for enough period of time to pass to, I don't know, lower gas prices a little bit or something. Because aren't we less than 2 weeks away from the whole EU being out of
Yeah,
supply?
yeah. And so, real quick, I do want to show this map. So, folks, this is, and it's hard to see. Can you see my mouse, Foffman?
I believe so. Move it.
You would say you can't. Okay, so on the left side where the cluster is, that's roughly where Tel Aviv is. So that's a pretty heavily populated area. So hopefully this holds. Everyone, again, it is breaking. The cease talk has been agreed. Pakistan brokered it. We do have missiles en route currently to Israel launched from Iran. So a lot of times you'll see this as peace talks start. Countries will try to get their last attack out before, they want to get the last say. So a lot of times these ceasefires fall apart because this happens, right? They say, well, we'll have a ceasefire at midnight. Well, at 11:59, everyone's going to launch their last barrage and just take as many people out or facilities, infrastructure out as they can. That's why a lot of these fail. And to your point on the oil, it was an article that I have not fact checked. I need to do some more research on it, but it said the timing was Europe was supposed to run out of oil in about 10 days, or at least enough oil to stay floating. And the United States had about 15 days. And the reason that is because if you think about how slow these ships travel, I mean, it takes weeks, right? To get from the Strait of Hormuz to deposit the oil where it's going to go, especially if it's the United States. You know, there's still shipments out, I believe, of oil that were shipped before this happened. And I could be totally off scenario there, but I believe it's a pretty slow delay, or we're just running off those stocks again. Didn't fact check that article. Could be clickbait, but yeah. So we do have a ceasefire. It is agreed upon. We'll see how it turns out. Fortunately, Trump wasn't given a reason to eliminate civilization tonight, so we'll see where it goes from here.
Hopefully, he doesn't have to go back to that.
We may have lost Hoffman.
I lose you.
Frozen in time. Well, folks, I think we lost Hoffman. In the meantime, we'll be back. We'll provide an update as things unravel, but hopefully we're in a period now where we got about 2 weeks of a ceasefire where we can hash out the finer details of a full-on peace treaty that hopefully lasts forever. I think this would be huge. In the meantime, stay safe. Peace.